Hi, I'm Ben Van Stein.
And I'm Bailey Van Stein, and we'd like to welcome you to the Coburg Lawn Bowling Club video review for the 2013 season.
That was a good year for me.
Me too, so it should be a good video. Watch and find out why.
Well, hot diggity dog, what was that? That was quite an introduction. Thanks to Ben and Bailey and for that wacky woman in the background. I think we all need something to laugh at this difficult time. But I say thanks to Ben and Bailey for doing that introduction. It was a good year for them, and I'll come back to that shortly. It was also a very good year for lots of other reasons. For the first time we had a weekly column in Northumberland Today. 16 consecutive weeks we had articles in the newspaper. It was also the year we first published our website. I had the honour of being president that year, and Ralph Stoffers was vice president, and with Stan Zuli we went to 2 Ontario finals that year. Also, the cameras descended on the club in early September, and several of us became movie stars. Well, not quite stars, more background stars. Anyway, let's start with Ben and Bailey, who effectively bookended the season.
At the start of the season, the Ontario Lawn Bowls Association announced that the 2012 Earl Mayer Award for Girls would go to Bailey Van Stein. This award is based on points amassed during the season. We presented Bailey with her award at our Canada Day tournament that year. And, would you believe it, she went on to win it with Cash Richardson and Mary Thibault. And before we go back and talk about Ben's achievements, here's a few shots from our Canada Day tournament that year. Warning, it contains another cake cutting scene. Ben bowled really well throughout 2013 and was the much deserved winner of the Ontario Lawn Bowls Association Earl Mayer Award. He also finished the season on a high, winning the MVP 4-3-2-1 championship. Can't run a successful tournament without good backup, and here's Diane and Helen helping in the kitchen that day, and here's Sarah actually cooking hot dogs and burgers instead of pretending to be a hot dog. Here are the winners of the first tournament of the season, the Coaches Cup, Zana Brick and Anne Tuff. And then we moved on to the spectacular water systems, and it lived up to its name. I spotted an umpire with an umbrella on the green. That shouldn't be allowed, Dave. Greens must have got a little bit slow because there's a lot of bowls here, but I don't see any jacks. In the last video I showed you a picture of the Coburg ladies playing in the Wicks tournament in 2012. Well, this year I thought I'd prove to you that they can, as well as looking good, they can also bowl well. So here's some action shots from the Whips tournament in 2013. Many years ago now, Reg and Donna Longman started the Short Mat Club, and many of us enjoy that very much during the winter. And every season the Short Mat Club does sponsor a tournament. And this year the winners were Louisa Arthur and Nancy McNabb. The winner of the 2013 Cutthroat Trophy was Dave Shirley, and since Dave was the draw master, I just wonder whether anybody checked his math. It's anniversary tournament time again, and yes, you've guessed it, there'll be another cake cutting scene. In July of that season, Ralph Stoffers and Stan Zuli and I won the District 14 Seniors, and we headed off to Sarnia for the Ontario Championship. We put up a pretty good performance, but we survived the first day, but then we were knocked out on the second day in the quarterfinals. Although we were disappointed to lose in the seniors, we did have another chance in the Ontario Novices that year. It was a similar story though. We played very well on the first day, but we had a disappointing result in the quarter-final, a game which really we should have won, and to this day still rankles a bit. Back at the club, Ralph made up for that disappointment when, with Norma and with Ron Covert, they won the Scotiabank Mixed Triples that year. The 2013 Novices tournament was a little bit of a soggy affair, but it didn't affect Julie Chilaki and Vince Tambrello, who claimed the title. Norma Stoffers retained her ladies singles title that year, and I stopped it being a 2-year Stoffers double by beating Ralph. And so we come to the last Open tournament of the season, and the mixed pairs Aussie 242. Ben was in action that day, as was Martin Foxhall. Martin had a great season that year. With his colleagues in the fours, they won the Ontario fours and went on to compete in the Canadian Nationals. But the winners that day were Reg and Donna Longman. The final club tournament that year was won by Fran and Ron and Jeanette, the Rona Cashway Trophy. And then the film crew moved in. The 4 members here, plus Dave Shirley and myself, were extras that day, and we spent a lot of time sitting around. We had some fun. We got into a bit of trouble when we talked when we shouldn't have talked, but overall it was a good day, and it was an experience to be part of that. Little did we know that 7 years later we'd be doing something similar again. We will see the results of that when Georgia and Ginny comes out on Netflix. But anyway, here's some scenes from that day. And just to prove that we didn't end up on the cutting room floor, here's some stills from the final version of the film.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks once again to our special guests. I just wanted to mention that if you've got any particular memories that you'd like me to feature in one of these videos, or if you just want to say hello to the rest of the members via this YouTube channel, then please let me know. Just send me a short video or a short recording, or just send me a photograph and tell me of your memories. And it'll help to keep everybody in touch if we do things like that. So thanks again, I'll speak to you again soon.